Welcome back to another Atola YouTube video. Today we're going to be discussing my creative process behind my last shoot with painting of the bears and visiting downtown LA, filming with the Sigma 18-50 X mount on my Fuji X-T4. For those who are new, please subscribe because we're going to have a lot of fun here. And for those who've been here for a while, thank you for your support as always. Sigma sent me their 18-50, which is now an X mount. They also have one for E mount, so if you're a Sony user, they have that too. And the reason I wanted to test this camera because we have a Fujifilm, I think it's 18-55, and we really love that lens, but it is very bulky and heavy, and sometimes it's a little bit hard to carry, even though it is amazing image quality. So our friend Jason suggested the Sigma lens, and it was perfect timing. And then my friend Skyler actually asked us to go do this pouring paint activity. So I was like, hell yes, I have this lens, I'm testing it out, and now I could bring it and do something visually interesting. So we went to a shot of art somewhere downtown LA, and we got to do those acrylic paint pouring over these bears, which was really cool because there was a lot of visual interesting things that I could shoot there. I had a lot of close-up, slow-mo, liquidy shots of the paint. There was a lot of paint splatter textures on the walls. I could film my friends and have fun all at the same time. You can also shoot water balloons with paint in it and make a canvas and spin it. I didn't do that, but they have that there also. And then after, we had some lunch and went to Bike Shed Motor Co. to get some lunch, and then that location was actually completely different from the painting location because it was more industrial theme. It had motorcycles, very industrial metal brick textures. I was getting close-ups of headlights, little selfies within the back rear mirrors of the motorcycles that I was liking. And then it had the cool architectural. There was a barber shop, I remember, and there was a bar too, so I was getting bottles and that really cool industrial lighting with the gold hues in it. Amazing. But it was really nice contrast between the painting location and the industrial theme. My inspiration for this shoot, I didn't really pin nothing or have anything down. I was just I'm gonna shoot and have fun, but I was really thinking of all those acrylic pouring paint videos on Instagram. I don't know if you've watched them before, I'm sure you have, but it just kind of reminded me of that. And it really reminded me of my memories in Cobra Lounge when I was in Chicago. They actually have a grungy kind of vibe, punk rock bar there. And then I remember they had a motorcycle meetup once, and they had all these motorcycles down the street, and I remember filming them. And for whatever reason, being here brought back memories of those times. So it's really interesting how you can film something again and it'll spark another memory from another shoot that you had before. So the gear, I only had the Fujifilm X-T4. Still love that camera. Love it. And I had it on a custom nostalgic negative film simulation, which I'm going to make a whole nother video later on, so stay tuned for that because it's one of my favorite color profiles. And then obviously we had the Sigma 18-50 F2.8. It's great because F2.8 throughout, which is really nice because sometimes with zoom lenses, they change to F4 later on. If you're not used to filming run and gun, you don't have a shot list, you don't have a story, you're just what am I gonna shoot? I was asking my friend, how much time do we have to film these paint pouring bears? And she's like, oh, we have an hour, but it's plenty of time. And in my mind, as a filmmaker, you're an hour is not a lot of time. It takes 45 minutes to set up most shoots. Usually for any type of video, I need at least 3 hours to get enough shots for me to be happy with, but I can always be shooting more and more and more. That's just who I am. I just want to get as many shots as possible, and I'd rather overshoot than undershoot and not have the shots I need later on. So this was a good challenge for me to be okay, kid, you got 1 hour. You also got to make this freaking bear and film everybody, get it done. It's indoor lighting, overhead lighting with a weird color temperature. So that was something I had to deal with. The footage came out okay. Obviously you can color correct and stuff later if you want to, but you know, it'd be nice to just have like lighting set up. But that's just me in my like cinematography mind. Like, put a light here, put a light here, you know, like. But that would take me all day. I had 1 hour and I had to use the lighting that I had. And also within that hour, I wanted to film all of us making these bears and also myself making these bears. So we couldn't all just like do it all at the same time. I was like, wait, let me shoot you, and like would stop people before they do their paint pours. And then I was last, so then I felt like very rushy and nervous to like make my little painted bear. The footage came out really good. With this lens, you could get really freaking close. I think it's like 4.8 minimum focus distance. So I was getting all up in there with these pour shots, and the colors look so good with the greens and the golds and the teals and the purples. Lovely. Those like yellow rain jackets though were not it. They were kind of like, you know, like when you're filming something, certain colors or certain lighting will attract your eye in certain parts of the frame, and those yellow jackets were just like, wow, look at me. Which is something I don't really need in this type of shoot, but it is what it is. We had to wear them to protect our clothing from the paint. And then another thing, because we were playing with paint, I was so scared that I was gonna get paint on the camera and the lens, because initially I was like, I had gloves on while I was mixing paint and glue in the beginning, but then I'm like, I need to shoot this, so do I take my gloves off and just grab the camera, or just hopefully there's no paint on the gloves while I'm grabbing the camera? But yes, that anxiety. The positive things, obviously I had a lot of fun running gun shoots and just documenting your life. I don't want to say a lot less stressful than a planned shoot, because having a planned shoot, you know exactly what you need to do when you need to do it, but then you always have that time crunch and the deadlines in your head. This was a different type of stress where I just hope the video turned out okay. And then I got enough shots and the lighting turned out okay too. But yeah, the shots that I loved the most were obviously the close-up of the paint pours, the drippy, gooiness. I've just always loved that type of texture. And I love architecture. In general, I love industrial architecture. My last studio had big windows, it had cement floor, it had the, you know, exposed pipes and ducts on there. So that vibe is just in line with me. But it was a nice contrast between the painting location and the industrial shots. So I feel like overall this video came out really well, and I loved all the different textures that I got. And I'm a big texture person. Even when it comes to food, I like crunchy with like soft and gooey, with like soupy, with like, you know, it just changes it up. It's not just about like lighting and composition. Yeah, those things are important, but texture is also important. I like the dried bits on the walls, and then the liquidy thickness of the paint, and then the different colors were completely different. We had like nice, bright, different rainbowy colors in one room, and then muted natural tones in another. So it was like pretty interesting to get both different things and wrap it up in one nice package in a video, because differences are great and should be celebrated, and it just brings harmony to everything. Hopefully you enjoy this video and learn something, and hopefully it helps you with your videos in the future. And yeah, let me know if you have a question down below. I'll see you next time. You do, fam. Done. Bye.